Good morning and welcome to Manhood Monday with Coach Ellis. So this is a redo from one I did earlier. I had a little technical difficulty, so just want to go ahead and do another one to make it plain, as they would say. So this is the day I spent just a few minutes talking to men about how to be better fathers, better husbands, better brothers, better sons, about being better men. You know, across the country, we have this epidemic of non-custodial fathers trying to deal with things from their children. Lady D, this is the idea that while we are physically separated and we don't have custody, we still want to provide for our children. And I want to talk about the whole Disneyland dad syndrome. Now, for those who don't know what that is, that's when the non-custodial parent, in this case the father, is expected to provide things and not thoughts, to deliver mementos and not memories. It is this idea that since you don't pay the day-to-day bills, you might be paying child support, but you don't pay the day-to-day bills. You're not there at 2 o'clock in the morning when the baby wakes up. You don't hug them after a heartbreak. You're not there doing those things. That the least you can do is to once or twice a year make a big purchase because the kids want to go to Europe for the summer, or there is a promise coming up and the tuxedo and the limousine costs a little bit more than mom's able to do. It's this Disneyland dad syndrome that has us deliver things and presents to our kids, big, usually bigger money items, in order to assuage our conscience, and so the kids don't think bad about us. Children have this idea of thinking that, well, you're not doing much other things, so at least you can do this. I haven't bothered you all year, so at least you can do this. And this is particularly important to men because we like to provide. Men are providers. And not only are we providers, but we are known by what we do. And so our children begin to have expectations that we will do things more than we will be somebody. So we will buy them things more than we will impart wisdom. We will buy, and when we do start imparting wisdom and do start asking questions, for the children, oftentimes it looks like that we're simply trying not to do what they want us to do. So this past weekend, I was having a conversation with another father who was struggling because he really wanted to help his child buy their first car, and the child went out and did some research and got what they thought was a good price on a car, because the car was going to be $25,000, but the dealer said, "Hey, we'll get it to you for $20,000." So the child thought that she was saving $5,000, and the father began to ask questions. Have you seen the Carfax? How much is insurance going to cost? Is there a maintenance plan involved? Are you paying for delivery? Are you paying for undercoating and Scotch guarding? Who's paying for the insurance? Started asking those type of questions, and the child became very frustrated. The child was like, "You're not here. All I want you to do is to pay the money for the deposit. I'll take care of everything else." And I think this father's advice, this father's statement was very wise. He said, "My job is not to help you buy something now that you will regret later. My job is not to help you have an instant purchase that will taint you for your future purposes." And so the child did not understand, and the father was heartbroken because the father was trying his best to make sure the son and daughter got a great deal, that they weren't going to lose their credit rating, that things were not going to fall apart for them later on. But the child didn't understand. And here's what I want to say to fathers. Children will not understand. 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds will not understand what a 50-year-old does understand. It is unreasonable, Robin. It's unreasonable, Diggs, that we expect our children to have the wisdom that we have. But our job as parents, our job as fathers, is to impart that wisdom and to insist, and I didn't say ask, it is to insist that if they're going to involve me in the process, that they follow certain logical steps. Now, there are people who argue that, hey, let them learn the hard way. But our job as fathers is to make sure our children learn from our mistakes and only have to make the mistakes that they have to make. But if it's coming to buying a car, buying a house, and they're looking for money from you, you have every right to make sure they've taken the proper steps. Now, this Disneyland dad syndrome goes way back. It comes from us as men detaching ourselves from our children and only giving them things. And I have to iterate this to men today. If you have young children and you are not the custodial parent and you don't live with them and you don't get along with their mom, do whatever it takes, whatever the price you have to pay in order to have a relationship with your child, other than a Disneyland dad, pay that price. Pay the price. It will have a lifelong, life-changing effects on both you and your child. So whatever it takes. Don't be a Disneyland dad just giving them things. Give them memories, not mementos. Dispense to them wisdom. And give them thoughts, not just things. The idea is, guys, I can't reiterate this enough. You can choose to be a Disneyland dad, but you will serve your children no purpose if you're simply the ATM machine for their dreams, instead of the investment banker for their future. Hey, I'm Coach Ellis. If you agree, disagree, got comments, go ahead and leave comments below. Shoot me an email at coach@elliscrum.net or catch me on Facebook at Coach Ellis. But until next time, have a one-tablets, non-Disneyland dad, Manhood Monday. God bless you, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.